Okay, friends, so I've got to re-record the video that I was just doing because I was fidgeting around with my wrist too much and my watch was hitting my leg and it like cleared out what I was doing over here. So this was my first subscription. When I signed up to join for the subscription, this was my case that I got. It was a cold case. Very excited. I'm a little extra when it comes to the bigger cases because you have room to be more organized than you do with the little boxes. Because, I mean, just as a comparison, this box right here, okay, this is all the stuff that came in that box, okay? This is curtain calls, which I have everything in Ziploc bags, but just a comparison. Like, thickness level too, like look. And then you don't even want, like, okay, here's the Magnolia Gardens one. Here's Blair Witch. Like, it is stuffed. So, I mean, like I said, with the subscriptions and the ones that you're going to pay $160 something for, you got room to organize. So, as I said, here's curtain call. And, like I said, I go extra. I give it a case number. I put the what the case is. And I even put that it's closed. I do this on the folders as well. These folders, this little right here, this is the folders that all of my papers and case and evidence came into. All the contents come in a folder like this. I cut it down to size and put it for covers. But as you can see, there's the cover. Right there is the case name, curtain call, closed, and right over there is the case number that I made. So I also make my own cover sheet. This is the Murder of Viola Vane. I also put a season concept, what the season's about. In case any of my inventory cards get lost, I put all the logins for the websites on here as well. And then obviously I made my own table of contents, and it specifies whether or not it's in the evidence folder, and if it's not in the evidence folder, it's in here. So you've got your table of contents. Okay, let me see if I can prop this up just a bit higher. Better. Okay, and then you have your opening letter to box 1, and you've also got your contact letter. I've got a picture of our victim that I printed out here. And here's the forensic report. And this was also printed from the virtual desktop. This was what the victim looked like when they found her. You've got your attic inventory. You've got a couple of newspaper articles that I printed. Then you got this side too. You've got a letter with a code down at the bottom. And then you've got your letter to box 2. Now with this case, your objectives were, in box 1 you had to identify the murder weapon. And then when you got it right, you got a congratulatory email. And in the rest of the boxes you were basically just eliminating suspects. Once you got down to the last box, you had 3 suspects left, and you had to clear 2, and obviously 1 was the killer. So from 2 to 6, you're just eliminating suspects. So here's your open letter to box 2, and there is a letter to your contact. You've got police reports, And then you've got some pictures of your suspects. There is one suspect picture that I do not have in here because it printed out too small, so it is in the evidence folder. But there's suspect 1, suspect 2 and 3, suspect 4, suspect 5 with our victim, suspect 6, and like I said, number 7 is in the evidence folder. You've got a magazine article, front and back, and you've got a letter. You've got a transcript of the letter. The letter is in the evidence folder. I do the transcript. I print the transcripts off from the virtual desktop because sometimes the handwritten letters are too hard to read, that it's just easier to print out the transcript to be able to read it, you know, to have it more legible. Here is a ledger, and I actually, no, I don't have a transcript for the ledger. Here is your letter for box 3. You've got a transcript of a letter that is in the evidence folder. You've got a poster proof. You've got your scene notes, your script notes. You've got a letter here, and the transcript is on the back. You got 2 newspaper articles that I printed, and then you've got your letter that goes into box 4. I'm trying to get it to where you guys can see. I'm sorry. You've got a letter to your contact. You've got more police reports. Ugh. This is hard. That's a continuation of the police report. You have a picture of one of your suspects. You have a transcript of some song lyrics that are in the evidence folder. And you have another letter. You have a map of the theater. I actually kept this put together because 1, it was a pain in the butt to get together in the first place. 2, you had to tape it together to keep it together so you could be able to, you know, hang it up on the wall. So I was just like, you know, we're just going to keep it together. It's 2 pages because I couldn't fit it in 1. So then you have your letter to box 5. You've got a jewelry appraisal. You've got 2 letters from a doctor. You've got another letter with a big code down there at the bottom. You have a letter from a private investigator. You have a concierge reports from a hotel, which I have a transcript of that. You have a sales property agreement. You have a divorce decree. And you have a transcript of some notebook pages. This is a picture that was printed off the virtual desktop. It is of one of your evidence pieces that's in the bag or in the folder. And then you have your letter into box 6. In box 6, you have a letter from the jewelry appraisal. You have a transcript of a letter that is in the folder. You got arrest records. Several, front and back. You have, there's one of your suspects. There's her her criminal record. You have another letter. And then you have just some random notes. And you have an obituary for one of your suspects, which it printed out super, super big. So I actually hand wrote the obituary. And then you have what do you call it? Where when you're writing a book and you just keep like writing the same thing over and over and over. I can't think of it, but these 2 you don't get until like the very last box. Like they're not even in the box. They're not even on the. They're after you solve the case. So this is basically your killer confessing to his crime in a book that he kept trying to write. And then this is the jewelry of our victims that was recovered. So that is all the stuff that is in the folder. And when you get into these, like I said, the quality of these products, you guys. For box 1, Jesus. Some of these were kind of hard to get in there in the first place. Box 1, you've got your inventory card. In every box you get an inventory card just like this. But you have rehearsal notes here. You've got a your theater program. Get it back in there. And this is what your autopsy reports and everything came in. And then you got one of these little notebooks, which you could have used because it's pretty much empty. You could use these to like keep track of your notes and everything, but I chose not to write in it because I wanted to keep everything as pristine as possible, because you never know when I want to play this again. I don't want to have any hints or clues or anything. Here's the note that was transcribed, and you got yourself a cufflink. So that is your box 1 of Curtain Call. Sorry guys, this video and the next one is probably going to be a long one because there's a lot of stuff. Now, when I do these videos after these two, when I get new ones in, the unboxings will be box by box, so they won't be super long like this. And here's your box 2. Again, with your inventory list. Why is that in there? Okay, you've got a handkerchief. You've got a delivery note. You've got, this was printed, but it's from a flower shop. Here's one of the notes that was transcribed. And here is the last victim, or suspect, not victim. What was I thinking? Apparently I wasn't. And that was box 2's evidence pieces. Box 3, I chose not to put them back into the coin purse here because it was hard to get them out in the first place. But you got yourself a little coin purse, which could be used in real life, but I'm not going to. You've got your railroad itinerary or time things. You've got a train ticket. Oh, that's a train timetable and your train ticket. Then you've got the coin purse. You've got a letter here that the transcribed is in the binder. And then you've got your you've got a telegram here. And I will tell you that this telegram clears one of your suspects. I'm not going to tell you who, but it clears one. So, there's box 3. Oh, let me stretch out. Oh, my knee was starting to hurt, so I gotta stretch. Ow. Okay. Alright, so now we go into box 4. Put these back in there. Alright. Alright, so box 4, again, your inventory card. You've got, here's your song lyrics that are transcribed in the binder. You have a magazine article here. You've got another article here. You've got a ring. And you've got a cigarette case. That is very easy to open. And that is all for box 4. Alrighty. Yeah, Lily is taking a nap, so I'm trying not to be too loud because I don't want to wake up the child. I gotta release some more air out of these because some of them are just still too big. Here's your inventory card. You've got some notes here that are transcribed. You've got a memorial for our victim. You've got a birthday pin. And you have our victim's glove, one of her gloves. Oh, Jesus, it's getting hot in here. But I am also wearing a long sleeve shirt, so that could be another reason why it's getting so hot. Alright. Yeah, there's some extra air in one of those bags. And then your last box. Again, you've got your card. You've got a taxi cab receipt. You have a I don't know what this is. Probably a newspaper clipping. Wait. Yeah. Newspaper clipping. So, taxi cab, newspaper clipping. You got a note here. You got another note here. You have a key. And you have the other cuff link. And that is everything for box 6 of Curtain Call. And at this point, you should be able to eliminate all suspects and you should have your final suspect. This was a very fun case. You really do get hooked in because this is a monthly subscription. Yeah, see, there's extra air in one of these Ziploc bags, so I'm gonna have to go through and let the air out. But you do get super hooked in. This is a monthly subscription, so the boxes should ship out every month. So this case should have taken 6 months to solve. But they give you the option to expedite your boxes, which I did a lot. Because you just get so hooked and you want to know, okay, what's next? What's next? I've got to clear this person. Who's next? But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys right back for our Blair Witch Season 1, and then that will be all our Hunt-A-Killers until we start our new Hunt-A-Killer boxes. I can't wait. I'll see you guys in just a few.